a perfect stranger, even in the face of danger. Nobody knew if he'd hang around or turn around and run. From heaven to the other side of Hades, he was attractive to the ladies. Some said he was an angel and some said he was the devil's son. Well, if there's a lock on swift salvation, Mario picked the combination, headed for the higher ground with real gold in his heart. He left a trail no one could trace, and he told half-truths no one could face. Deep in the river of his soul, the time had come to part. There are those who never come home. Mario was the lonely one, and Mario was the only one who ever meant anything more to her than a fast how do you do. With a roof over her prayerful head and a gun under her feather bed, she had nightmares every day, and all of them came true. But changing times and different places, she found friends and fresher faces. If she had a memory, she locked it in her heart. Accusations, loaded questions, empty thoughts, and a few confessions. Yesterday's the finish and tomorrow is the start. There are those who never come home. Angeline carved wooden dreams, an artist of the world it seems. The chisel cut her finger off, the one that wore the ring. And the doctor swore he heard her say, it never fit me anyway. I would have sold it yesterday, but it wasn't worth a thing. Well, the missing finger changed her style, and the missing ring just made her smile. She carved a spitting image of Maria rubbing her eye. And around that statue's neck, a pine on a yellow necklace made of twine. She hung that little worthless ring, and nobody asked her why. There are those who never come home. At Maria's likeness, hearts would rupture all throughout the world of sculpture. The well-to-do laid money down to stand around and stare. But on a locked-up Sunday night, that statue disappeared from sight, and it must have been a master thief, 'cause he vanished in thin air. Angeline committed suicide. Some call it sad, some call it pride. Some joker said it could have been worse. She could have cut off her ear. But the art world faced another fact. Her next to last artistic act was a spitting image of Mario wiping away a tear. There are those who never come home. The gravedigger wiped away the sweat. His hands were dry, but his face was wet, and the ladies watching him wanted to get their hands on that man. But somebody else had a closer shave, carving on the cross built for the grave. A chisel slipped and nearly cut a finger from a hand. Well, a cross attracted hummingbirds, one for each of 7 words. Life if possible, art at any cost. But somebody asked when the crowd dispersed if they got that epitaph reversed, and the undertaker pointed out the last word on the cross. He said, there are those who never come home. Well, the bust of Mario all did see under glass and lock and key, but sure enough his fate would have it, it got stolen too. And just like the real Mario, it found its way down through the barrios and left on a lonesome boxcar when some train came rolling through. Well, the undertaker was buried in dust, and the gravedigger satisfied his lust, worked his way to the top of the pile, a connoisseur of the arts. And everybody else who was concerned just chalked it up as a lesson learned, and the memories were flushed away down the common sewer of their hearts. There are those who never come home. Imagination's hard to manage. It takes time to take advantage. It takes lots of space itself to fill out every day. And the ending's worse than Elvira Madigan. Guerrillas got loose and bombed the Vatican, stole a couple of crying statues and hauled them away. Well, they sold them as a matching pair in some clandestine affair. Now at last they're out there somewhere crying face to face. And the real Maria spits in her mirror, and the real Mario spits in his beer, and both of them on separate paths still drift from place to place. There are those who never come home.